Howdy everyone! Hello. So, Secret of Make interview is still by Dawko. Starts in about basically 60 seconds. 1 minute. I'm so excited. Dawko said we're gonna see stuff that is like has never before been seen for the game. like this is already crazy. Restarting very soon. I'm also right in the middle of finishing the upload for my Poppy Playtime Part 3 for Chapter 4. So I look forward to that basically just after the stream. And I've got another 2 videos going out after that tonight. It's gonna be fun. Bro, this chat. It's about to start. Two minutes. This is very loud. Hold on. Aye. The actual YouTube like premiere countdown music for live streams, well not live streams, but for premieres, is so loud. I mean, I have live streams, but it's so loud every time. It happened with the State of Play, where we got the Secret Remote trailer too. Excuse my throat, by the way. I'm so excited. I'm waiting all day for this. It's gonna be a good thing as well that we're like after this, 3 videos are going up tonight, and I'm caught up with all the old videos that I filmed months ago. Because it's the last part of my Poppy Playtime Chapter 4 playthrough. Not Secret Remake. FNAF 2 movie trailer reaction and the Dead by Daylight reaction that came out yesterday. I filmed them all as soon as the things came out, but it's just taking ages for me to get them out. There's a lot going on, but yeah, but we caught up. Everything's going back to normal. Hopefully, we're going to stream often too. So that's exciting. That's a good point, actually. I should probably check everything's working fine real quick before it starts. Audio can be annoying. It's all fine. Also, I just noticed. Sup, Oliver? Let's make sure the sound's off for that. Here we go. I'm so excited for this.
I have a
Yo.
very special video for you today. I am so honoured to be interviewing Steelwall Studios again. This time,
Hell yeah.
I've got Evan with me, and we're going to be talking about
Trailer in the background.
So yeah, very, very excited. I've been looking forward to this game for so long. We got the trailer a couple months ago, and it looks insane.
Yeah, it does.
And everybody's hyped up. And
34
so
days,
excited
guys.
for the release in June. So yeah, I'm excited for this interview. Well, Evan, thank
I'm
you
good,
so
Oliver.
much
How are
for
you?
coming on for
thanks
this.
for having me.
Yeah,
great to see you.
Ruin and Secret Wish
great to
poster.
see you as
Nice.
well. I loved your posters in the back, by the way, of like the FNAF Hello Neighbor as well.
I'm missing my Help Wanted one. I need that's what I need.
Yeah, you did Help Wanted one, yeah. And Help Wanted 3 as well.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Just want to ask, how's it going? Like, how's everything going so far with Secret of the Mimic and just Steelwall Studios as a whole?
It's going really great. You know, things are getting all crazy, close to launch. You know, we're in the home stretch. Everyone's working super hard. The team is working incredibly hard to polish things up, and you know, it always gets wild, but it's all coming together, and it's really great to see it. You know, I think we've been doing play testing and stuff, and Trey, you know, the regular sauce, he's been doing his tests, and it's so much fun to watch. He's having such a great time. He's about halfway through the game, and he already says it's his favorite Steelwall game ever. So that makes me feel very happy. But what's funny is
Ruin's going to be hard to beat.
Parts yet. You know, don't tell him though. I want him to be a surprise.
Oh, that is so exciting. I love the regular source, and yeah,
great.
That's so amazing to hear that it's his favourite Steelwall game. I'm so excited to play it. I really am. So what
It's going to be a long 34 days.
Like developing this game, like branching out to something completely different that we haven't really seen in FNAF before, like the prequel to everything that we know so far and stuff.
Yeah, you know, I don't want to like spoil anything. But it has been really interesting to, you know, explore this new setting and in the 70s time period. You know, these new characters with Edwin and maybe the origins of the Mimic, right? You know, it's great because we get this opportunity to explore a side of the FNAF universe that nobody's ever seen before, and I think that's very exciting for us.
Yeah, I think loads of people are excited as well because I've always wanted a game like just before everything, like before, you know, like a FNAF Origins style game. So yeah, I'm super excited. One thing I wanted to talk about is Ruin. So I know so many people had a positive reaction to Ruin and the vibes of Ruin. Do you guys think you took on that?
I think Ruin's the best FNAF thing to have come out so far.
Ruin to put into this new game.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we've
Nice.
always talked
That's
about,
good.
as we're concepting this game, keeping the tone darker, more similar to Ruin. I will say there's a little bit less linear than Ruin was, but we wanted to keep a lot of the bespoke, really interesting horror elements there, right? The game is much more claustrophobic than some of the games of the past, which I think we really liked.
Because when I was at PAX, I played Secret of the Mimic in VR, right? But from the trailer, it looks like it's flat mode. Are you doing both VR and flat mode
on launch,
or has things changed?
Yeah, we pivoted a little bit. We're launching in flat, Steam and PS5 flat, and we're going to take the VR coming after launch. Sometime.
Yeah, I thought that's how it'd be.
Because I get to play it twice every video, so thanks for that.
Exactly. That's why we did it.
Yeah, because I was worried, like, if both came out at the same time, I was like, okay, what am I going to do first? Am I going to do VR first? Am I going to do flat mode first? So yeah, that's awesome. I can do both then. That's amazing. So to be fair, I was probably going to do both anyway, but it's a bit easier now if they're releasing at separate times. So
that's true.
That's awesome.
Yeah, as you were saying,
when the VR does come out eventually for Secret of the Mimic, we'll be streaming it.
It's super scary in VR. It's really, really great, but it's very challenging to develop both VR and flat at the same time. I mean, ultimately, these are different mediums, right? They have their strengths and weaknesses, right? The tech and the art and the design. You know, it's challenging to keep both of these tracks, both these trains on the same track, basically, right? So we're separating it out, and hopefully we can provide, you know, the best possible experience for the most number of players, you know, at launch with flat, and then VR coming in soon after.
That's
good
awesome.
decision.
How carefully
Opposite
are you
of Help
putting
Wanted 1 and
the books in consideration for Secret of the Mimic? So, you know, Tales of the Pizzaplex.
This is quite the question.
Lore about the Mimic and Edwin. Did you take that for this game?
Yeah, you know, we've actually been talking about making this game for a long time, and we were developing the game kind of while these books are coming out. So, yeah, I will say it's interesting. Again, I won't go into like the books and all of that, but it's interesting to work kind of in dual mediums.
That's awesome. I'm going to take a pit stop because Steelwall have gave me 2 posters to share during this interview.
What?
And I feel like now would be a nice time to do the first one. This
Already?
is the first poster.
Oh, that's the data diver.
The second poster around the end of the interview.
With keys
so
as
you
well.
guys have to stay tuned and look out for that.
Damn.
So yeah, the first poster that Steelwall sent me. Thank you,
That's
by
so
the way,
cool.
Steelwall. I appreciate it.
Look at the old key.
It
Reminds me
is
of
a poster saying locked
Corn
out.
Maze.
Your data diver is the key. So my
That's
first
sick.
theory looking at that is that data diver has a bunch of keys on the poster as well. I'm guessing it's basically might be a mechanic where you can use the data diver to unlock doors and explore and stuff like that.
Old version of the Faz
Not
wrench.
far off. I
Okay.
think, yeah, absolutely. And it obviously has a more than a passing resemblance to the Faz wrench.
There you go.
Yes.
Not unintentional. Yeah.
Yes, I feel like people picked up on that as well on the trailer and stuff too. That it's very similar to that, so that's interesting. I love that. So yeah, you did say previously as well that it's less linear than Ruin. So are we gonna go? I'm guessing that's more exploration in the factory and stuff. So yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. When we talk about this game, we talk about it in layers, and that applies to both the narrative and the gameplay. There is we call it the golden path, right? It's the main line that you would go to complete the game. You can follow that path.
Yeah.
But you don't have to. There's other things to do. There's other stuff to find. I'm really curious to see what people are able to find and how quickly.
Oh, wow.
That's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that makes me so excited because I love stuff like that. Because
That's my favourite thing about Security Breach.
Theorize about it,
How much you can do in the game.
If you explore different places, you find things that might lead to a different ending and stuff. So that is very, very exciting. Oh my god! I'm gonna shut up now because I'm gonna be like, oh, you get to find like something that belongs to William Afton or something that belongs to Edwin, and you get like a see Fred Bear or something. You know what I mean? I'll shut up now.
I think we will.
But
I think we will see Fred Bear when maybe empty mascot shells,
comes
but
out, I hope you guys get to see my reaction to stuff like that. I'm gonna go insane.
I love watching the reaction videos. I watch all the streams. Yeah, it's the best.
I'm gonna go absolutely insane if things happen that are in my head right now. How much creative input did you guys have with the story? Was Scott involved or at all, like helping with the story, building it together?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think the best way to describe it is that we are creative collaborators, but Scott is always kind of the prime mover, right? He sits at the head of the pyramid. We've worked with him for many years now, so I think we've built enough trust that he allows us to make a lot of the on-the-ground decisions as long as we're following his overarching direction.
Yeah, that's awesome. I don't know if you can answer this, but how is Scott feeling about this game? Is he excited? Is he hyped up for it?
I think it's fair to say that, yes, everyone who sees this game is very excited.
Oh, that's so exciting. Oh, my God. Did you take any feedback from Help Wanted 2 as well and development with that? And, with
Broken Fazza Blast music in the background, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that was one of the impetuses for making the shift to flat is just so that we can have everyone play the game on day one, right? One of the things we heard from Help Wanted was like, hey, that's great. I really want to play it, but I don't have a VR headset or something like that. So, okay, well, that's a bummer, right? We want everyone to be able to experience it all together on day one. And then, absolutely want to support the VR side as well. But if not everyone has the headset, that's kind of a bummer.
Yeah, I think that's the smartest thing to do as well. So everybody can play it.
It's something else to look forward to.
Yeah,
after the game comes out as well, then,
people have noticed new characters, new suits and stuff.
So many.
That I don't think we're even in the books, the Tale of the Pizzaplex books. So what was it like just having that freedom to do your own things and creativity? Probably mostly for the first time, like making your own designs of costumes and stuff.
Right. Yeah, it's funny, right? Because this game takes place in a costume workshop. So you would imagine there's more than a few interesting costumes going on here. Scott really early on sent us key art that he had worked on with his artists that sort of showcased these like creepy hallways and stuff. And he said, this is kind of the tone that I want from this game. And in that key art were certain characters like the mushroom and the jester and stuff. And we were like, okay, first things first, we're building these characters. So we basically took almost all of those characters and put them into 3D, built them all out. And then we said, okay, well, that's some, we need more. So how are we we gotta flesh out this roster here. And then we started pulling inspiration from, other FNAF games and where we wanted the story to go and what sorts of things we were trying to say with the characters. And, this isn't a Fazbear like facility, right? So this is, some of it can be connected and some of it's not, right? So yeah, we started building these character roster out that in a way that was starting from Scott's concepts and trying to be in that same world. Gives us a great kickoff point from what kind of world he wants us to be building.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I've already seen online that some of the new characters are people's favorites. Which is so cool to see. And I can't wait to see that. Maybe some more characters and stuff. I don't know if we've seen them all, but yeah, it's exciting.
Definitely not.
This game is the prequel, the earliest game that we've got so far in the FNAF franchise. The early years of Fazbear Entertainment and stuff. So did you, any games that Scott's made or you guys have made in the past take any inspiration for the development of this?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we look at all of the FNAF games. I mean, at this point, we are FNAF experts, right? That's what we're paid to do. So yeah, we research very deeply into every FNAF game and look for any shreds of reference we can pull and connections we can make, because we really want this to be a contiguous part of the entire FNAF like continuum, right? We don't want it to live on its own as this weird side thing. But it's interesting too, as we're developing the game, there's these certain themes that start re-emerging. Right, I call it like thematic repetition. They say like, what's the saying? History doesn't repeat, but it rhymes. It's sort of like that, right? These ideas that aren't necessarily direct one-to-ones, but there are these like churning, narrative motifs that come around again. And I think we see a lot of that, and having that emerge as a prequel is a really interesting dynamic, right? Because what does it say about, right, this like the sequel influences the prequel?
Yes,
right?
yes, yeah, that's awesome. How long has this been in development then? Like you said that you were working on the game early on when the books were being made and stuff. So how long's it been?
I think it was, we first started talking about it kind of early 2022.
That early?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Damn.
And but it was always on the back, right? It was always like we'd kick around ideas and like, oh, maybe this, maybe that, maybe here are these story beats.
Before Ruin and Help Wanted 2 is wild.
We're talking about it while Ruin is being worked on. Eventually, Help Wanted 2 is being worked on.
Yeah.
And we didn't get full active development until after Help Wanted 2. So
makes sense.
It's been about a year and a half of like all hands on deck, full studio active development.
Yeah, I feel like you guys have been teasing about like this like for a while with like the Fall Fest posters and stuff. It always feels like you've had it like in your heads for a while. Like I remember in Help Wanted 1 when you guys had the Fall Fest. I think it was Fall Fest 1983 or something like
Fall
that.
Fest 83.
And everybody was saying, "What, there's a Fall Fest? Are we doing Fall Fest?" And yeah, it's crazy to think that was 6 years ago, and now we're finally getting something of involving like that kind of thing. So yeah,
it's one of the fun things of working on a franchise like this is that we can look like really far in the future, and maybe we don't know exactly what forms things are going to take, but we can kind of see where we want to go and start laying some groundwork in the games that we make.
Like you said, the game's been in development for about a year and a half, right? How big is the game?
This was supposed to be somewhere in between Ruin and Security Breach, right? I heard.
Okay, so it's funny. It's so hilarious. We wanted to make a claustrophobic game. We were like, okay, let's make narrow hallways, small spaces, and originally being concepted, as a VR experience. Things in VR feel a lot like bigger than they are in flat, right? In VR, you can reach your hands out and touch the walls, but if you were to make a 6-foot wide hallway in flat, it would feel very narrow, whereas in VR it feels very wide, right? So we're trying to find like the right size of this building, and we know it's going to be a character workshop, we know it's a warehouse, so there's larger spaces and smaller spaces. And so like early on we said, okay, well, how big is this map compared to Security Breach? And we overlaid them, and the entire footprint of the facility could fit into Roxy Raceway.
Oh,
wow.
Was hilarious. It's like, wow, I thought we made a big game. But I think for us, it was all about density of design, right?
Yeah.
And there's multiple stories and secret passageways and, you know, hidden false walls and stuff like that. So, you know, you might find a smaller room, but it might have, you know, a lot more going on than it would if it was the same content but stretched in a much larger space.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, I think a criticism on Security Breach was that maybe it was too big, right? So it's really cool that you guys are doing something like that, like very claustrophobic and
in the main game, we couldn't even go into every area because we've got more areas of ruin that we've never even seen in the base game.
Exciting. I can't wait to find all the secrets and the hidden vents and stuff to go through. The Mimic. Okay, so the Mimic is from the books. Just how accurate or true are you guys going to be sticking to the Mimic, or have you like? Again, this might be no. I feel like they might be spoilery, but like, have you got? Yeah, like, have you changed? Yeah.
I will say, if you've read the books, you don't know the full story.
Okay, that's perfect. It seems like you guys. I know you guys are doing some like Edwin's Factory's separate, right? But it feels like you also still trying to connect it with the FNAF universe at the same time.
I think that's fair to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, can't go into too much detail.
It's so hard.
But I will say this game was made for FNAF fans.
Yeah.
And there is a lot of connection if you want to look for it.
Do you know like an average projected length on how long the game's going to be?
Yeah. We've been doing
in between Skirmish and Ruin
playthrough, and he's 6 hours in. I'd say he's about halfway through just the main line of the game, which I would say he won't even discover half the game at that point. So we're looking at maybe like 8 to 10 hours for a single playthrough, and that's just like I said, like baseline.
That's not all the extra stuff.
Go 15 to 20 hours, and if you want to be a completionist about it.
Yo.
Oh wow.
That's wild. That's longer than Skirmish and Ruin together.
Is this game challenging at all? Is there some hard moments?
I hope
that's
so.
Probably going to make me cry on camera.
So we talked about layers.
Yes.
So there's like the top layer. You can stay at the top if you want, and the game is moderately challenging. It's what we would expect, like
certain areas, certain difficulties.
Never played that game before. Yeah. They come in, they play the game, and they have a good time, and they beat the game. They get the credits, and good job. But again, that's only the top layer. And as you go deeper, we're gonna start, maybe asking for a little bit more effort. I don't think it'll be like, UCN or anything.
Oh, 50-20 mode. Okay.
No. But definitely, there's some more challenge the deeper you go.
So yeah, like you said, like there's like a top layer. So do you think this is easily accessible for new FNAF fans who haven't played a FNAF game before, can just dive in? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the goal, right? And from a narrative way as well, right? We want to, we tell a story that everyone can understand, even if they've never played a FNAF game before. It's a game that everyone can enjoy, right at the top, but that's just this thin veneer at the top. And then very quickly you start moving into deeper secrets and deeper connections and, harder gameplay and, that sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exciting. From the trailer, we see, like I've mentioned before, new characters and stuff. Are there any that haven't been shown yet?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, thanks.
There's a lot, Oh my gosh. Huge shout out, by the way, to our characters team. When I pitched them what this game was going to be, their eyes like, are you kidding me? Like, oh no, there's too many characters. It's like, no, we can do this. I believe in them, and they pulled it off. It's amazing.
Oh, that's so cool. Awesome. Did you guys have, because this game's set in the 70s, right? Did you guys have any other influences that inspired this game at all, like movies or other games?
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously FNAF games are like the biggest influence, but outside of the FNAF games, I really was pulling a lot from Alien Isolation early on.
Ooh.
I think that was a really great point of reference for us, especially because, I mean, Alien being kind of like a retro futurism of the 70s anyway, it has some interesting aesthetic tie-ins as well as the gameplay stuff, right? And then outside of games, I would look at like environments and tones of like 70s and 80s horror movies, like The Shining or like Texas Chainsaw Massacre and that kind of thing. Not so much for the content, but for like, the aesthetics and the, right? And then also, I think the biggest one though, outside of all of that, are these like practical VFX workshops, like Jim Henson, like Tippett Studios, right? These practical effects shops. And if you've ever been in one of those, it's wild. You walk down these hallways and it's like, there's like stories just in piles. It's just like, oh, that's that thing from that movie and that thing from that commercial, and it's just
that's Freddy from FNAF.
And they're like a hoarder. These guys, they make paths around their like movie props, and they're constantly, it's just so much creativity spilling out of every corner. And then a lot of the digital VFX guys in those shops work next to the practical VFX guys. So they're on their computers, but they're getting like, splatters from the paint and stuff. And it's just such a really cool, gritty environment. And we really wanted to pull from that. So, a while back we did some work with Tippett, and we went there, it was many years ago. And there's the guys that did the Jurassic Park, practical VFX and stuff. So, it was really great seeing that. Those were, I'd say, our biggest real world inspirations.
That is so cool. So yeah, like in the factory, like from some of the screenshots that we got of some of the rooms in the trailer, like shelving units with just a bunch of random different props,
1,000
and stuff
seagulls
everywhere. Yeah, that's exciting. I can't wait for that, because like I'm assuming you guys have put like props and stuff in that FNAF fans are probably gonna pick up on. So
yeah. That's when
awesome.
the regular sauce was playing, he'd be like going through some of these and be like, oh my god, that looks just like my workshop. And I'm like, yes.
That's awesome. Successful. That's awesome. Developing this game, has it been a challenge? Have you had some like challenges that you've had to face, or has it been just a breeze basically? I don't feel like anything is a breeze. There's some ups and downs with every project and stuff.
Sure, yeah. Collaboratively making art has a lot of challenges.
Yeah.
And I would say this game has gone a lot more smoothly than maybe you would expect. I think this was one of our better productions as far as that goes. I think the team is absolutely amazing. They are really pushing the boundaries of what we as a studio are capable of. I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm biased, but I think this game is some of the best work this studio's ever made.
It looks like it.
I'm so excited. And you can't even answer this, but after Secret of the Mimic, are you guys still in your FNAF brains after Secret of the Mimic? Future plans?
I wouldn't know. I
mean, I think it's obvious, but...
Yeah.
On that one.
They definitely will.
Right, I'm going to get the next poster up, because when I saw this one, it made my brain start functioning a bit better than it is at the moment. Next poster that Steel sent me. Again, thank you so much. Yeah.
Murray's Costume Mana logo. The executive one.
So, the poster says, where do you belong? Basic, security, repair, creator, admin, executive. Your data diver knows, and at the top right, it's MCM.
Murray's Costume Mana.
Is that Murray's Costume Mana?
I think, yeah, that is
okay, awesome. is this a mechanic in the game? Is this teasing a mechanic in the game, or is it just a poster?
Well, it's not random.
Yeah.
There's definitely tie-ins to the game and the progression loop of the game.
The symbol that made me think the most is the executive symbol.
Yeah.
If this is the if the data diver has these different things, it's hard. Do these different symbols give us access to different areas?
That'd be one thought. Yeah.
I just want to theorize
Probably.
with you. Even though this is the problem.
let's think about this together.
Yeah, because the problem is, right, I can theorize loads, right, but you know the answers. That's the problem.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm cheating, yeah.
Because I think from the trailer, I think we did see, like, the helper on the computer, right? I feel like that might have tie-ins to this and stuff, and maybe logs on the computer. But yeah, it's very exciting. It really is. Do you guys have anything cool planned before the release of the game?
Yeah, so after the interview launches, be sure to stay tuned to our socials. Maybe we'll tease something out.
Yeah, that's awesome. Can't wait for that. Get everybody hyped up for the release. It's coming up it's came around so quickly. It literally feels like last week I was at PAX playing the game in VR.
It feels like last week I said to one of my friends, 85 days to Super Government comes out. Now we're already on 34. That's 51 days ago already somehow.
4 years ago when it released. It's weird. Any final thoughts
that's crazy.
that you want to give out to
Scary
the
just
fans
for this shit.
Watching? Yeah, you know, I just want to quickly, Dawko, say thank
Ruin
you.
is too.
Thank you to you. Thank you to everyone who's watching this. You know, we love making FNAF games, and we couldn't do it without the incredible support of the community. You know, like I said before, we make games for the fans, and that's like a responsibility. I know everyone loves this franchise so much, and that's a responsibility that we take really seriously. So to see the community like reaction to the demo and the trailers and like all the fan art that's been being made, you know, it just means a lot. So yeah, thank you.
It's going to be so exciting. I'm sure everybody's going to love it.
Oh yeah.
The reaction to the game, you know, was so positive when the trailer came out and stuff, and you guys seem to be experimenting with gameplay mechanics and stuff like that, like taking FNAF in a fresh direction, right? And I feel like it needed that. I really do. I'm so grateful for you guys. I'm thankful for Scott for finding you guys in the first place back when Help Wanted came out, and you know, you guys have been doing amazing things since then. So it's very exciting, very, very exciting. I can't wait. I have a question for you.
Oh.
Okay.
What are you most excited about from what you've seen? What's the
table of turn?
What's the thing you most want to see in the game?
The turntables.
Okay. Well, I don't know if you watch my videos, but
is he gonna say Fred Brown's been wanting mascot costumes?
Everything I've seen so far is great, by the way. But I want the thing what I love about FNAF is juicy lore. I love lore so much, and I just want to know like
everything.
Like, what's going on? Like Fazbear Entertainment's involvement, and I'd love to. I'd really love to see some involvement with Fredbear's Family Diner and seeing those Fredbear Family Diner posters on the walls everywhere. And I don't know. I feel like something's gonna happen, and I'd love to just the story about Edwin as well. Edwin's involvement, like what's Edwin been up to, and obviously lore about the Mimic, and yeah, Fazbear Entertainment's involvement, like them wanting the Mimic so badly, and the ending of this game too. I'm very interested in.
Oh yeah.
Like, you know, because in the future games, like Edwin is kind of forgotten about, right? And I just want to see just what happens with the factory, and
so I'm gonna burn down probably.
Again, the involvement with Fazbear Entertainment. I'd love to see. This is very high, you know. But I'd love to see like Henry or William being involved somehow. That would be really cool too. So.
Like audio logs you can find.
You obviously can't confirm anything.
Yeah, no, I can't confirm or deny anything, but hopefully we won't disappoint.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, nice. Okay, Evan. So from this interview, you answered the question so passionately. Where did that like passion of like game development come from? Have you got like any? I'd love to learn more about you. You know, I'm sure everybody else would too.
Sure. You know, at the end of the day, you know, I feel like I'm an artist, and games in general, I think, are the ultimate art form. You know, it has the aesthetics and the narrative I started my career in animation, and so being able to tell stories is something that I love. And I think games do it better than anybody else.
True.
That being said, the FNAF community is why I love making FNAF games. Truly, we've worked on a couple different IPs in the past, and the communities there are fine, but nothing compared to FNAF fans. We've been working on this franchise since Help Wanted 1, and that was, I don't know, I think we started maybe like 8 years ago now or something. Yeah, and it's just been an amazing experience. So thank you.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Evan. We're going to end it there, guys. I hope you guys really enjoyed the interview. And
I did.
Up more for Secret of the Mimic. I'm sure
34
there's
days,
lots more
guys.
to come after this interview from Steelwall. So that's very, very exciting. And yeah, I just can't wait. I can't
more
wait
about that news soon as well.
About how long the game is and how much exploration there is, and it's just very exciting. I can't really speak how excited I am. Like, I really truly am. And yeah, that will be on the channel, guys. Massive thank you, Steelwall, for giving me this opportunity to interview the wonderful Evan. Shout out to Aisha and Jessica as well, who are lurking in the call, listening to everything I say. June 13th on PlayStation, Secret of the Mimic, guys. Make sure to get hyped and ready for that. It's very, very exciting. And yeah, just a massive thank you again, Evan. Steelwall, everybody, I really appreciate it. Hopefully you guys are more excited now. And yeah, it's I don't know what to say now, so I'm just going to end it because I keep rambling about how excited I am. Thank you guys so much. Thanks for watching. And
really
yeah,
good.
You'll see me playing Secret of the Mimic in about a month or so, probably screaming my head off. So yeah, bye guys.
That was so fun. Honestly, there was a lot of the 2D posters are crazy. They're, it's just all more about the data driver, which is interesting. I mean, we knew it was going to be similar to the what do you call it, the Faz wrench, but it's just it's just I can't wait for this game. I feel like this is gonna I don't know how to explain it. It's gonna be such a big deal. This game's gonna be such a big deal for the franchise and the path it goes down afterwards. I mean, if they keep going with the trajectory they're going right now, we'll get Help Wanted 3 next, and that'll probably be the last Help Wanted game we get if we do. And in the Scott interview 2.0 that came out last year, the 10th anniversary, Scott said that they're working on another game which wasn't the game that was announced in the 10th anniversary, which was Secret Remix. So they're already working on the next game. It could be a sequel to Ruin, where we play as Cassie and Gregory and Vanessa, stopping the Mimic. But we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, this was fun. Poppy Playtime Chapter 4, my final part video, is going out literally straight after this, and I'll be doing the FNAF 2 movie trailer reaction video and the Dead by Daylight FNAF collab reaction. I'll be getting both of them out straight away. I filmed them all as soon as all those things came out, but I just haven't been able to get them out until now. But then we'll call up, and then next week we'll start everything. Let's do stuff as it comes out, not wait ages. And yeah, and stream more often, hopefully, because, I don't know, it's fun. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you all again soon. Adios.